Hello and welcome to this analysis update on dollar index DXY. My name is Vic. What has happened on dollar? Let's first start with higher time frames because we have been following a plan for a few months, actually more than a year now. So, let's look at that first. Where are we standing? So, let me just quickly clean this up. That's the M pattern which actually played out a week ago. Right. So, if I go to the monthly time frame, what we have is that this W pattern that you can see, this huge multi-year W pattern that you can see, that has reached its target. So first target was around here, second target is around here, and if it still continues to go higher, then we can reach near about 127. That will be the next target around here, and that move can be very explosive. Right now, this is kind of like consolidating on monthly time frame. So the past month of October has just been a very little bearish candle. As you can see, there have been a lot of bullishness, and this is just a little bit of bearishness here. And even this month of November, we have just started, we have just finished 1 week of that. This is still not very promising bearish candle. So that means the market is kind of consolidating, and this could be building up strength to go much higher. These are some of the levels which you may find interesting. These are temporary, not the temporary, intermediate target levels. So the market can actually push to one of these, spike them and come back down. So that is a possibility. If it continues to go higher, then it is going to be 127. So you cannot actually discount the bullishness of dollar yet, because these are very small candles. We need to see something substantial happening on a weekly or at least weekly time frame or something. So if I go to the weekly time frame, what we can see is that market is just consolidating, because this is a typical behavior, right? After a large movement, market usually consolidates before it starts to go down. So the market has three stages. There are only three stages. So one is going upwards, going downwards, and there can be sideways consolidation, right? So an order of these stages can be anything. So market has gone up and it is consolidating. Now it remains to be seen whether there is a new movement coming up there, or there is a new movement coming down, right? So that is possibility, but right now this is simply consolidating. And that is why, if you remember, I mentioned in my last uh, update in our group that the market could be going upwards. Why? Because we had this nice M pattern forming, and the market did go up, and then later on, um, here around here, they use the news to move push the price up, and now what we have got is actually the market falling down. So this is a very good candle which happened last week, and we were actually expecting that. So if I show you this, there was a W pattern here around 113. There was a W pattern here. There was a very good supply zone as well. So we were expecting market to fall down. And there was another reason. In the same week, last week, they used a news event, and the market actually pushed up. Dollar actually pushed up, leaving all of these gaps unfilled, which means that at some point in time the dollar was going to come down to fill these gap up, and this is how it played out. So the W pattern actually played out nicely. It started to fall, and now it is standing somewhere around here, and all of those gaps got filled on Friday. So this actually formed this very good candle, very nice candle, because of that W pattern that we saw. Now what is going to happen next? So let's look at other charts. So if I come down here, what you will notice that it's kind of forming a bullish flags for a sort of bullish flag for now. So you cannot actually say that the dollar is bearish as of now, because it is still kind of consolidating, and it is kind of creating a bullish flag. So if it actually breaks above this and previous high, which is around 114.755, then can still go to one of those intermediate targets or even 127. So what we expect is, for dollar to go bearish, I must see at least the break of this level, which is 109.5 approximately there, and it will be much better if it could break 107.7, because if we do that, then we will have a M pattern sort of thing. The market will probably come back here with 200 moving average, and then it will start to go back up somewhere around here, right? So that is what we can expect. Like, for dollar to go bearish, it will have to break through some of these levels, and it will have to break through some of these, like, trend lines, which you may, like, find interesting. So this is what we can expect. Now let's see what actually happened on the trend line, because we must, like, prepare the scenario. We must prepare our analysis based on various things. So what we have here is, give me just 1 second. Okay, right. So what we have here is like this. The market, let's remove it. So the market was running inside a wedge sort of thing, and then we had negative divergence. If you remember, I've been talking about that in my previous analysis. So the market fell through this wedge, this trend line, and then performed a retest, and that coincided very nicely with W pattern that we saw and a supply zone, and the market started to go down. Now, if it continues to go down, and if it breaks through this level, the midpoint here, if it breaks through this 109.5, then we are looking at 109.233, 108.497, 106.789, 105.794. But remember, all of these levels are simply another way of, like, dollar to jump up. So do not think that the dollar is bearish, because this can actually start to form another M pattern. So, and when M pattern completes, the market goes up. So there is still a lot of bullishness left. Now, one of the things that can actually happen, one of the scenarios, it is still, like, remains to be seen whether that's going to happen or not. It can actually fall down to one of these levels, go back up, and create a head and shoulder sort of pattern. If it does that, and if it breaks through the neckline, that will be very good opportunity for the dollar to actually fall further down. So let's watch out, like, how it actually plays out here, and then whether, see, like, if it actually creates a head and shoulder sort of thing or not, right? So this is our analysis on dollar index. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found this useful. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, and if you have any questions or if you have any comments, please put them in there. All of your support actually helps us a lot. So thank you for that. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great trading.